Let's take a look at all of the best makeup from last night's Met Gala. The Met Gala happens every year on the first Monday in May, and it's always in a nod to their spring exhibition. The exhibition this year is called Super Fine Tailoring Black Style, so the theme for last night's party was tailored for you. Now, because this takes place in New York, by the time I woke up this morning, it had already happened, and before I went through anyone's photos or anything, I watched this video from Michaela. She's one of my favourite creators. She's a professional makeup artist, and she shares lots of her influences and things that inspire her. She put together this mood board of all of the references that she hoped to see on the red carpet, and I found from watching her video first that it gave me so much more context for everyone's outfits, so I would really recommend watching that video. But now let's get stuck into everyone's makeups. Let's start with Doechii. This was my favourite look of the night. I'm seeing her at Glastonbury next month and I can't wait. So Doechii was wearing head to toe Louis Vuitton, and then you'll notice here she also had a little LV on her cheek. Her makeup was by Makeup by Chelsea. Just love how juicy it all is. Like, her skin's glowing without looking overly highlighted. The lids are glossy, the lips are glossy. And then that little imprint is actually a prosthetic. It was made by Melina Stearns. Something that came through so many of the makeups last night were these small details that really added to the whole look. I genuinely feel like the makeup was as much a part of the outfit as anything else, and you can't always say that every year. I didn't really feel like it was the case last year. So this was another one of my favourite makeups. It's Lupita Nyong'o. Her makeup was by Nick Burrows for Chanel. He said that they went for something inspired by Little Richard. I just love how classic and elegant this whole look is, and then you have these bejeweled brows. They're just so beautiful. They're so in keeping for Chanel. They just feel like a bit of fun. It's so nice to see everyone having fun for a change. So often red carpet makeup is barely there, or it's all about letting the clothes do the talking, and it just wasn't like that last night at all. Now, this makeup is stunning, but oh my gosh, if you see videos of her, you are just going to see it in a whole new light. So this is Adita Ketch. Her makeup was done by Ngozi Edeme using all Danessa Myricks. And if you've used any of Danessa's makeup before, you'll know that she does the most beautiful highlighters or real shape-shifting products like glitters that change when they catch the light. So all here was just this absolutely reflective moment of pink, and actually most of the rest of her makeup is quite neutral, and then you just have this wow moment. I thought it complemented her neck piece beautifully, and the whole thing just looked so elegant. I noticed as well that Lauryn Hill had this lovely pink flush of blusher. Her makeup was done by Alana Palau for MAC, and I just loved those rich jewelly greens, the plummy lip, again loads of pops of colour. And actually when you look at a lot of the outfits last night, lots of people had worn black and white clothes. There was very little kind of colourful clothing, so you really noticed if someone had a brighter outfit or when they had brighter makeup on. Now, I love a really bold eyeshadow look, so I loved this look from Doja Cat. I love that you've kind of got this soft lilac here and then a really theatrical white under the brow. There are a few more kind of drag inspired references that I noticed that I'll show you in a minute, but for now I just loved this wash of colour. It's so lovely for spring, and I also love that she teamed it with the red lip. Doja's makeup was done by Pat McGrath, by the way. And then speaking of a nice red lip, how lovely did Tracy Ellis Ross look? I really noticed her originally actually because she was one of the few people that I thought wore really bright clothes, and I'm quite a colourful person, so my eye went straight to her. And her makeup was by Romy Soleimani. Now, something you'll also notice about Tracy's makeup: lovely bright lip, fresh cheeks, really crisp liner. We'll be coming back to that, so just keep that in mind. But before I completely move on from the eyeshadow chat, I want to talk about Zendaya and a few others. Now, this is actually quite an unusual one. Zendaya's makeup last night was done by Ernesto Casillas for Charlotte Tilbury. In recent years, I've never known Zendaya to be wearing anyone other than Lancome, so it makes me wonder, are we going to see these different versions of her, because she might be maybe experimenting with a few of the collaborators, a few of the brands, and what could this look like for her next few choices? It's going to be really exciting. I love this look. To be honest, whenever I do red carpet things, I could just pick Zendaya for everything. She always looks amazing. This kind of spotlight smoky eye is one of my favourite looks to do. You can see here she's gone a bit darker in the inner corners, a bit darker on the outer corners, and then softer here. It gives this lovely sultry smoky look. It's not too difficult to recreate if you wanted to try. I just think she looks amazing. And I love the darker outer line and softer inner line. It's all really beautiful. And just to point out, Halle Bailey, if you see the other photos on her page, you'll get a really close look, did a really similar kind of thing. Again, again with the darker colours here, a lighter colour here. It makes everything look really soft, and I mean, she just looks beautiful. Interestingly, she's done a similar Zendaya with the darker outer line and soft peachy inner lip too. But now, how did I even manage to get this far into the video without mentioning Chapel Roan? It's a new record for me. I just think Chapel looked $1 million. I loved her makeup. This was by Pat McGrath. And something that I think this is a great indicator of is this amazing double liner trend. Well, liners in general were really big last night, but this kind of drag-inspired technique peeped through so many of the makeups last night. So if you look closely, let me zoom in on this actually. Here we go. So if you look closely, you can see that Chapel actually has a double wing here, and under here she's kept the waterline white, taking it right in here to really brighten and make the eye look wider. This is a really known and loved drag technique, but there are ways that you can soften it if you wanted to wear it for every day, and I feel like so many of the guests did just that. And can I just say, one thing I love about Chapel is that she pays so much attention to detail. One of my favourite things about this look is that tiny little bit of silver on the Cupid's bow. It's like a blink and you'll miss it moment, but it actually ties the whole thing in together. This is exactly what I mean about making it a bit more everyday. Look at Jenna Ortega. I actually think this is the loveliest I've ever seen her look. Do you see how that white liner is there? It draws more attention to the darkness underneath. You've got these winged liners, you've got the lashes, and what I think is just so simple but so pretty about this is she has highlighter in areas that you would usually want the light to catch, but they're kind of pinky lilac instead of like a traditional champagne or shimmery colour. I just think she looks absolutely stunning. Again, we have that beautiful deeper outer lip and softer inner lip. And we saw versions of this in different extremes. So look at Regina King. Her makeup was done by Vincent Oquendo using all Bobbi Brown. And they have almost left the waterline clean from what I could see. Done a double line underneath and above, but it gives the illusion of those same techniques. Same kind of thing here going on with Sabrina. Her makeup was done by Carolina Gonzalez. They are such a dream team. She often does Sabrina's makeup. And again, that white along the waterline just means that those soft browns underneath pop even more, and all of this just looks so sculpted and lovely. I feel like Sabrina's makeup took the tailoring theme and almost tailored and framed her face like that. And then at the same time, there are like more dramatic versions of it. So how beautiful is this one? Again, this was by Pat McGrath. This is Alex Consani, and you can see that the line underneath is lower than the natural lash line to give the illusion of those brighter eyes. I love that silver in the inner corner and then the gems. And actually that underline is really similar in Sydney Sweeney's makeup. I think as well she has that lovely eye shape that really just draws attention to how theatrical this look is. She's wearing all Armani Beauty and her makeup was done by Melissa Hernandez. Now, thinking back to Tracy Ellis Ross for a minute, I love those double liner moments, but actually really simple flicks were really popular last night, and sometimes on red carpets people play it very, very safe. So I think the whole kind of structured tailored theme really came through with the eyes. This was Janelle Monáe by Keita Moore, and he used all Olay to prep her skin and then milk makeup on her. And then a lovely soft one again. This is Amy Lou Wood. Her makeup was done by Shayna Goldberg for Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Amy on more red carpets because I get the impression that she's going to experiment with quite a bit of colour, and that every time we might get a different look from her. Now, there are a couple more that I just wanted to mention. I really loved this look from Hunter Schafer. Really fresh and pretty, again with the crisp liner and everything else nice and fresh. I thought she looked amazing. And then just to prove all of my own theories completely wrong, but I actually loved how Charlie had no structured eye makeup of any kind, this lovely soft blown out kind of look. I did wonder, her makeup artist is Yasmin Istanbuli, I did wonder whether they might have put a white on the waterline there because it really pops against that brown. But I kind of loved that Charlie kept everything so soft because it meant that your eye just completely went to her outfit. Just one more screenshot because I'll be here all day. And have a look at Bettina Goldstein's nails. I think my friend Laura's going to do a nail roundup, so that will be brilliant. That little cigarette is nail art. There was another lady that had all buttons on her outfit, and so Bettina did this buttoned manicure. I could have done so many videos about the Met this year. There were so many amazing moments, but do go and have a look. For me, it has been one of the most exciting Mets in years, and I've absolutely loved going through all the photos. Those are a few of my favourites. I'd love to know what you thought. Who were your favourite makeups? Who were your favourite looks? Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely evening. I'll chat to you soon.